What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're at Walmart and we are going to go pick up a rod. I've seen a couple videos on this rod. I think Norm used it a couple years ago. I want to say maybe last year. I really don't know. I did a little bit of research, but it's something that's always been on my list to do, but I've never really known how to do it or if it's even worth doing. But you know, summertime, everybody's thinking about fishing and I want to get it so you don't have to. Honestly, looking at it, I don't think this thing is worth anything. I'm an Abu Garcia guy. I love Abu Garcia, but it's like I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You probably have an idea of what it is. It's white, black, and a little bit of red. We're gonna look at it in the store and we're gonna take it out, try to catch some fish on it and see if we can figure out how to use it the proper way, because it's a bait caster, but then again, it's kind of not. You'll see when we get inside, so stay tuned. All right, let's see if they have them. Somehow we ended up on the wrong aisle to start off. Ooh, they have the Vendetta rod in here. I would have never thought in a million years I'd see a Vendetta rod in Walmart. Honestly, I know what I'm looking for, but at the same time, I don't know if I'm looking for it. I don't know what I'm looking for. It said they had it online, but I'm not seeing it. All right, so this is the Abu Garcia Jan Ike combo. I mean, it doesn't feel bad. It just doesn't look the greatest in my opinion. I don't know how much it costs. That's really the deciding factor on if it's worth it or not. If this is like a training bait caster, I think honestly it shouldn't cost any more than $40. It's a 6-foot medium, so like me personally, I think the best one to start out with is a 7-foot medium heavy, but also I haven't used this one yet. I think it would be unfair to make an assumption about it. The spool tension knob holder on this one is missing, but also we have a whole bunch of reels at home. I might still get it and just bring it back. Yeah, for $40, I'll do $40 for it. It's 6-foot medium. I'm guessing the reel's probably a slow one. It looks like it is 6.2 to 1, so like good for, you know, doing like a little crankbait deal. 6-foot medium rod, maybe like a little jerkbait. Probably wouldn't be too bad of a jerkbait rod. I don't know how to feel about this thing. I don't think we need any tackle. We're just gonna go ahead and go get this because I'm super intrigued to see how it works, so we can take it to the water. And it comes with line. And it comes with trilene. Trilene is what I use on my micro fishing combo, and I use 6-pound tests, and I really I don't think I've ever broken off on a fish. I've broken off like on rock snag, but I don't think I've ever like actually broken off. So it comes with pretty good line, but let's see how the rod and reel holds up, because this is one that like, this is a true challenge. Like I don't know how to feel about this one beforehand. Normally I'm pretty confident in them, but this one I don't have too much confidence in. Like honestly, I'm gonna try to break this combo. I'm gonna throw a Texas rig on it and hopefully snap it in half. So, all right guys, we got the rod. They lied to us. It was actually $48, so it came out to $53 with tax. As I was walking out, and I quote, ladies told me this word for word. She's like, that's a good buy on that rod once you learn how to throw it. And I was like, yeah, I know how to throw a bait caster, but this is kind of a bait caster, kind of not. So I don't know if she was trying to help me or like, was she right or wrong, or how is that going to play out? So we'll see. See, like on one hand, I feel like it's going to be very easy to cast this, but then walking out of the store, she really made me start thinking about it. I was like, why would she tell me they're easy to use once you learn how to throw them? Like, yes, I use a bait caster every day of my life, but this is, I don't know, I'm kind of intimidated by it because I feel like I'm just going to backlash it first cast. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like things that are made for beginners are sometimes poorly made. It'd just be easier to get the real thing and learn on the real thing. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. So we have the Ike beginner bait caster. I think I was a little harsh on it in Walmart. I was thinking about it a little bit after I walked out of the store. I was like, you know, this thing is made for a beginner. I'm not necessarily a beginner when it comes to using a bait caster, so might not be the best person to give a review on this for a beginner, because I have, you know, certain expectations whenever I pick up a bait cast rod. I kind of already know what I should be feeling for and looking for. So we're going to try to use this thing as it was intended. Let's see if there's any learn to cast a bait caster. I mean, shoot, for 60 bucks, so it was like 58 out of the store. I would honestly tell you just to buy like a Black Max. Feeling the reel line. I feel like it should come with, oh, maybe these are the instructions right here. It's gonna say like if it's claim to fame is like learning how to cast a bait caster. Seems like it should come with some sort of instructions. All right, so I'm gonna read the instructions, try to follow them to the best of my ability. And then after we read them, I'm gonna do whatever the instructions tell me to do and see
what's the result that I get. I wonder how detailed are the instructions. Like, I don't think that this is necessarily a bad thing. I just think it's kind of funny for me just because I'm not necessarily like a beginner, but I honestly have no clue what to expect with this thing. Let's read the instructions. Learn to cast a bait caster. Anti-backlash system. A revolutionary system that can teach anyone how to use a bait caster reel. When you get comfortable with the casting motion of a bait caster reel and have practice, so that's cool. It's kind of like a bicycle with training wheels on it. You can still take the training wheels off. It's still probably, you know, it still was a bicycle with training wheels, but like it's still rideable to like teach you how to do it without the training wheels, if that makes sense. With the dial set in the off position, the anti-backlash system is deactivated and your reel will function like a regular bait cast reel. So it's set to on right now. Aha! Well, ain't that fancy? I kind of think that's cool. Okay, why is there string in here? What is the string? I'm confused on the purpose of the string. So I'm guessing this holds our line for us, maybe? So I guess the line goes up and out of this first, and then you... Okay, so I have it set to the on position right now. When it's set to the on, line doesn't come off of the spool when the thing's down, and when it's set to off, it does come off. It's kind of touchy, or it's kind of like a hair trigger, it feels like almost. So I'm not really sure how well it's gonna work. We're definitely probably gonna have some casts where we want to have the anti-backlash system off, but it's gonna be on. So I think you run your line up through this first, I think. That's how you do that. And then you close it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set that to on. And then we're gonna spool it up like a normal rod. Or rig it up like a normal rod already spooled up. All right, first guide, second guide. If I was teaching somebody how to fish, I'd either give them like a little weightless Senko or like a, you know, like a little rattle trap or something like that, so they can practice their cast and get a whole bunch of cast in. But I feel like a Senko might be good for this little pond that we're fishing today. I've never thrown a Senko in it, but it feels like a Senko-ish day, so we're gonna see. I'm pretty sure this is monofilament. It feels like 10 to 12 pound. If I had to guess, it's probably 10. But there should be plenty enough for us. Alright, and then we got some black generals right here. Should be in the money. Gonna get a couple of casts in. I don't know how I feel about this, honestly. We're gonna check our drag too. Drag feels alright. Somebody's been partying over here on this bank. Okay, so whenever I click this with the anti-backlash, our spool doesn't move. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, how am I supposed to cast it if it... But when you turn it off, then the spool moves. Let's see. Oh, wow. Jeez. Look at that. That is horrible. That was literally the first cast I backlashed it that bad. Unless, oh wait, maybe it's not supposed to go through that thing. Maybe I'm an idiot. Yeah, because I'm like, how does it, okay, when I got it, in my defense, it was rigged up through that. Okay, so we're just gonna pull all that line off and we're gonna get this backlash out. Then we're gonna rig it up normal. I don't think it's supposed to go through this right here. Yeah, because that didn't make any sense in my head. Like, I just kind of went with it, but when I got it, what threw me off was there was like a little piece of orange paper and it was rigged up through this. And I was like, what? Or there's a little orange tab, like this little orange string right here was rigged up through the top part. And it looked like I was supposed to guide the line through that. I don't know. Now, we got it rigged up like the proper way. See, I don't know what the on button is for though. That's the thing I don't understand. Why do you have an on button and that's supposed to be the anti-backlash system? All right, so we're just gonna get a, hey. See, I knew that was gonna happen. I don't know. See, how do you even cast this thing? Like it doesn't even. And I backlashed it, still. I had to use like a two-hand, like I had to hold this button over and cast it. Dude, this reel doesn't even work. Like I'm about to just drop, like leave it here and go do something else. Okay, so final thoughts and impressions on this reel is just go buy a Black Max and learn how to use a bait caster, because I think there's too much of a learning curve with this one. Like I think it'd be just a lot easier to learn how to use a real bait caster and not learn on this and then have to relearn on another one. We're gonna do this again. I'm gonna get somebody that's actually never used a bait caster to like read through the instructions and try to learn it that way. Yeah, I'm not using this. I feel like this is gonna be way more expensive than it needs to be. This reel, this is my first ever bad review on one of these combos that I bought. I give this one 0 out of 0 stars. The reel's horrible. The reel's horrible. For a beginner, I would not give this to my son. I'd much rather him learn how to use a real bait caster. Ooh, I will be happy when we get out of this daggum tall AZZ grass. I'm not a tall grass guy at all. We have everything. We have a remote. We don't have our paddle. We need a paddle. So plan one for this video was to, well, actually we have to reconnect the motor. Okay, so plan one for this video originally was to take out this combo, try it out. So went to do that, and I'm really not feeling this thing at all, and I don't think it's really worth, you know, us spending a whole bunch of time with it. So I brought the big swim bait combo. I got another rod for it. This is an older rod I had. It's a Walmart Vengeance rod. I got a heavy rod for it so we can throw some big swim baits. And I've been thinking about doing this for a long time. I was like, whenever this pond clears up, I'm gonna bring a big swim bait out here and I'm gonna throw it. And I have some like ones that sink, and then I have some ones that float / suspend. So what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna go try to catch a couple fish. And when I say a couple, I mean like 1 or 2 on this one. And then we're gonna just chunk around a big swim bait and see if we can lure any up to eat. So that being said, sit back, relax, chill with us and enjoy as, oh, look, there's a bite already. Oh, got off. This is bad. Like I'm at a bad angle to set the hook, because if I set it too hard, I'm going to slap off the back of the kayak. Oh, he got my worm. So I know there's a whole bunch of bluegill in here, a whole bunch of just panfish in general. Not too sure about shad. I don't think I've ever seen any shad in here, but we're gonna throw a little bluegill frit side like this, and then also we have a big swim bait that looks exactly like a big bluegill, so we're gonna throw it as well. Ooh, hammered. I don't know, that's a fish. Hey, that's a small one. That bite felt really good though. Dude, it's crazy how small these fish are. Look at that. It's crazy. That is so crazy. He's literally the size of the frit side. All right, but we're counting him because we want to catch one of the big swim bait. I think that might be about the only lure that we can throw in here that like a guy like this couldn't eat. Boom, look at him, check him out. See ya. That one wasn't really big enough to fill in the rod. It felt really good. Like the hit felt pretty good on the rod, but this is a 6.6 medium rod. So, I mean, it's really not, it's not enough rod to really, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say. The rod just isn't, I don't know where I'm trying to go with that. It's not too crazy, nothing crazy. Oh, we had a whole bunch of little ones following that. It was so crazy to see how clear this water is. I really wish there was some way that I could set up like a VR video to where y'all could feel my bites and like see exactly what I see when I'm looking down into the water. Because the GoPro's cool, but there's just so much that you miss on the GoPro. Oh, last time I was back in this pocket, I lost a spinnerbait to a snapping turtle. Hey, what is that? That's a decent little bass. It's bigger than the first one. Let's go. This is better than the first one. That's a thick one. On that frit side. Cool. Check it out. That's fish number 2. Nothing too crazy, but it is for target species. Let's go. That's 2 on the little frit side. See, that one felt a lot better. There's nothing wrong with the rod, but I wouldn't buy the rod. I don't think you can buy the rod by itself. And then 2, I wouldn't. Like, I'd just go up to a cherry wood. There's a lot better rods than what this one would probably cost if I had to guess. If you were to find this rod by itself, it'd probably be $20. I would much rather have a cherry wood than by this. Like, I think it's cool, but I don't think, I'd rather just learn on a real bait caster than I'd much rather learn on a real bait caster than that one, because I think there's a learning curve to that one that's unnecessary when you get rid of that one and pick up a real bait caster. I think it's a good idea, but I just think it should be a lot simpler to use than what it was. Also, I probably have read the instructions, but if you're looking for advice on bait caster setups and like should you get that one or not, I would say no. Check out the Abu Garcia Black Max. Get an Abu Garcia Max Z paired up with the Berkley Cherrywood rod out of Walmart. It's like $100 combo. Like, Walmart's definitely your go-to, but there's a lot of good beginner combos there that aren't this one. Ooh, that was a good bite. He stopped that. That felt actually pretty decent. All right, we're gonna try to catch one more on this Fritz side, and then we're gonna switch it over to the swim bait rod. There we go. So it's like a little bluegill, maybe. It is. Awesome. Multi-species challenge complete. Didn't even have to break out the ultralight. Got us a little bluegill. Cool. See ya. All right, cool. All right, cool. Rod's fine, dandy, whatever. Not a big fan. I wouldn't buy it, but that's up to you. If you think you want to try it out, be my guest, try it out. If you think I'm wrong, please hate in the comments. All right, so big swim baits. We have a pretty cool selection here. We have this one that looks pretty much like a bluegill, and then we have this one, which is a fast sinking one. The white one I've caught a whole bunch of fish on. Haven't caught as many on this one, but this one also, I'm pretty sure it changes colors with like the water temperature. I think we go to the dam first, and then we throw this one, just bigger fish, probably gonna be in a little bit deeper water, and I'm a little impatient. Then also throwing a thicker diameter line, your lure isn't gonna fall as far. Like, the heavier you go up with your line, fluorocarbonate. With the heavier fluorocarbon you throw, like, the slower your lure is gonna fall, or it might not even get as deep. Like, if you're throwing 25-pound fluorocarbon versus throwing 12-pound fluorocarbon with throwing like a little crankbait, your crankbait isn't gonna go anywhere near as deep as it's supposed to with the 25-pound fluorocarbon. So that's kind of the thought process behind throwing like heavy line and then a sinking lure. And then, which also, that really, I mean, it applies to the swim bait, but I'm so excited to do this. This is something I've thought about this probably for a year and a half. I'm like, one day I'm gonna get my box of big swim baits and I'm gonna throw them in this pond. Just wait till I can get my fish finder rigged up and put on the kayak, and then I'm ready. Oh, there's so many bass following it. So many. You gotta see, y'all have to see all those bass, dude. There's so many bass following that. Like, I had a whole school of them behind it. We're probably gonna have some pretty cool followers with this too. All right. Lateral lines almost look a little bit more defined. That's what I mean by it changes colors a little bit, which is pretty cool. All right, we're in a little bit deeper water, so I'm gonna tie on that deep diving one. We had a whole bunch of followers, none that were big enough to eat, but that's kind of what we're hoping for, that, you know, the small ones kind of stay away from it. I will warn you before you buy one of these, after you buy your first one and then you catch a fish on it, you're probably gonna want to buy about 15 more of them. So just fair warning, if you have any other addictions. I don't think I've ever caught a fish on this one. I've thrown it a couple times, just haven't had anywhere really deep enough to throw it with confidence, especially. Oh yeah, this one sinks quick. I like that. And then we can just have a good steady constant retrieve with it too.
Oh, he got off. We had our first bite. I see him. He's right there. Well, finally had our first one, guys. Got off though, but I was able to see him up here in this clear water.
Guys, we've been fishing a lot here recently. That's it for my truck's dirty because we had that tournament. I'm not sure if y'all seen that video. Y'all probably have. But we had that tournament, so excuse the mess in the truck. We broke a new rod, sadly, yesterday. And yeah, so final thoughts on that combo. I honestly did not like it. I don't think it's worth, it was $58, which is the exact same price as a Black Max without tax. They don't sell the Black Max anymore, but you can still kind of find them. Don't go to your most poppin' Walmart. Go to like the Walmart that's kind of in the country, kind of not so popular. You know, they don't have as big of a fishing section. They probably have a Black Max. But yeah, guys, I think honestly for the same amount of money, you can get a cherry wood and buy a Black Max reel or just the cheapest Abu reel that you can find. Put those two together and you can have a way better combo than that one. I understand the intended purpose of that one is to teach people to fish with a bait caster, but I don't know, I might have done something wrong with it, honestly, but it's not for me personally. I didn't really enjoy it too much. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This is my first time ever being at the backside of a video and saying I didn't like the product I was trying out. So I mean, it was bound to happen eventually, and that was the first one I didn't like. I think the lady at Walmart probably jinxed us. So that being said, leave any video ideas that you want to see coming up on the channel. Leave them down below in the comments. I'm debating on going to a tournament this weekend on Pickwick. I'm leaving for the beach on the 11th, and the tournament's 3 hours away, June 10th. I'm kind of thinking about sending it. I'm going to try to recruit John Creek Fishing Adventures to come fishing with me. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to fish them hard and have a good day. Also, any comments or video suggestions, please leave them down below because we accept all of those here. And your comment might just inspire my next video. So stay tuned. Thank y'all for the support. Peace. See y'all. Love you. Love you. Bye.